Oh, ew, what did you do with this laptop, Belle? Look at this thing that's attached to our Acer Nitro V. We're gonna unbox it here today. It is a budget-ish gaming laptop. Are we allowed to say budget? I'm actually asking, what do we call it?
Budget-ish is fine.
Budget-ish. The Nitro V, when it first came out, was an absolutely incredible laptop, and Acer haven't really improved it a whole lot since then. All right, Mr. Laptop, you can go to the side for a second. Here we have got a question about your new device. Ask us. Don't go to Best Buy. Go straight to Acer. Anything else? Oh, what's this? Oh, we got stickers. These are really cringe. Have you seen these stickers? Good look, gamer. I never stop, Wazda. Anyway, we also have our power brick here. It looks exactly like it did 5 years ago. This right here is 135 watts coming from a little purple barrel jack. Look at that. And the final thing in here, we have a little, is it a lanyard if it's this big? A little keychain thing. Do you want it, Belle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ow.
Do you think I can rug pull this? Yes? We're confident? Oh. This actually looks good. The last time that I looked at the Acer Nitro V, it was not this good looking, like not even close. Is this some new Nitro branding? It's actually really neat how this is like holographic. I love holographic things. Wouldn't it be a shame if they included stickers? There we go. Sick. All right, but having a legitimate look here, we have headphone microphone combo jack, USB 3 Type A. Around the other side, we have our barrel jack in, gigabit Ethernet, HDMI 2.1, 2 more USB Type A's, and Thunderbolt 4. So this is actually really quite good I/O, although one thing that I do see that's missing that I would kind of expect on a gaming laptop is a DisplayPort out that is attached to a mux. Now this right here is the kind of price point where you don't really expect something like that, but it can give you like 10-ish% more FPS if you're playing on an external monitor. And there are some laptops, the Lenovo Legion Icon, something like that, has it? We looked it up and it is the Lenovo Legion LOQ, L-O-Q, something like that, that does have NVIDIA Optimus at around this price point. The back cover was greatly improved since the last time I looked at this. What's it like on the inside? Not bad. Not bad at all. Ooh, the trackpad's gotten a lot larger. And we have a numpad. There are so many people that just cannot live without a numpad, and this right here, it's one of those laptops that you can have. Okay, a little bit of a squish test. Really good around the trackpad, even in the center here. If you're like full sending it, you can get a little bit of squish, but nothing concerning. I've seen stiffer keyboards before, but this is like pretty acceptable. Up here, she's a bit squishy, but like whatever, you're not touching that. It's promising, very promising. I don't think it's new this year, but the last Nitro V that I looked at had these really awful bezels that went like up and then across and up again. It was strange and would look very bad. Fortunately, this does not. They have really improved the screen to body ratio here, but they haven't done anything stupid and make it so that like your hands fall off the back here, like some Alienware ones have. One problem that I potentially see with the heatsinks being here is that if it's trying to shoot the air out this way, it might get different performance depending on where your screen is. I've seen this on a couple laptops before, where if you have it like out like this, then the air is able to just travel out and around and it's fine. But then if you have it more at like a 90-degree angle, you can lose performance as it's just hitting the screen and pushing back and creating a bunch of bad stuff. NexiGo. Thanks to NexiGo for sponsoring today's video. If you're working from home and are in need of a new webcam, NexiGo has a wide variety to choose from to keep you looking sharp on conference calls. Whether you're on a budget and need high quality video or just want the best possible webcam regardless of price, their selection of webcams and webcam accessories will help you look and sound your best. Even if you're looking for something more in the middle, NexiGo has got you covered. Take your webcam setup to the next level and get a NexiGo webcam using the link down below. Are you guys excited? Finally get to turn it on?
Let's go.
Yeah, power button. First and very important thing that you have to do when you get a new gaming laptop, enhance pointer precision, turn it off. Don't need it. It turns on mouse acceleration and makes it harder to be accurate with your mouse in games. Next thing, this screen doesn't look very good. It looks very bad, actually. I have had Acer in the past send me laptops that had backgrounds that were just visually unappealing, and then when you changed it, it like looked good. Okay, this background seems pretty reasonable to me. This display I do not believe is very accurate, but at the same time, I am not super concerned because it is at least high refresh rate. So we have 144 Hertz. It's a sort of thing where compared to another laptop that has a 60 Hertz display, you will just be better at games on this one. That's kind of just a fact. All right, I've got the actual screen specs here now. 15.6 inch, 144 Hertz, and 1920 by 1080p, which means it is 16 by 9. I do much prefer 16 by 10 in laptops. Acer does have their Nitro V 16, but that's not this one. So maybe look into that one. Now, the brightness is not fantastic, as I'm sure you can tell from the top down right here. It is currently cranked, but it was able to get up to 304 nits, which is better than the 250 that is advertised. Not so great though is 67.4% coverage of sRGB. That's really bad color space. Just to give you guys an idea of what that is like, editor, can you please just take the saturation and put it to 67.4%? That is essentially what you're getting here. Oh, that's bad. Someone's going to be watching on their Acer Nitro V and be like, huh, that's why the entire world has seemed so bland. So if the display is not good, why would you want this? Well, the main reason is that the power is pretty good when you consider the price. So in this guy right here, we have an Intel i7 13620H. So that's a 10-core processor with 16 logical cores. We also have 16 gigabytes of RAM at 5200 megatransfers per second, a 1 terabyte NVMe SSD, Wi-Fi 6, and an NVIDIA RTX 4050. This is the laptop version. This one is able to get 75 watts, which is actually quite substantial for a 4050. I was about to check out the Nitro Space because this thing is hecking loud. We are currently updating Windows and installing a game, and this thing sounds like, well, it sounds like this. You can hear it. You can definitely hear it right now. All right, I put it into balanced mode, which has helped a little bit, but it is still a touch on the loud side. So maybe we'll go into quiet mode. Although I do have to bring up a thing that's pretty strange about this device. So you aren't allowed to change the power modes when the battery is below 40%. Now, I have seen laptops where they will lock you out of performance mode when you have the battery low. And this can make sense because like 135 watts from the wall charger, maybe you have to grab a little bit of power from the battery when you have really intense things happening and your GPU and CPU are hit at the same time. But you also can't go into quiet mode when you're below 40% battery, which is silly because that would, for one, probably save you battery. And two, just like I want my laptop quiet a lot of the time. I don't want my battery to have to be full for that to happen. Really stupid. All right, let's see if I can be okay at Rocket League for this. So this overall though, like the display feels responsive. The motion clarity is good. It's just the fact that it's about as beautiful as, I don't know, something that's really not pretty. This is running the game currently at 270 FPS. So that's pretty good. Like I'm playing fine. I'm not playing great, but that's like a me problem, not a this laptop problem. So Labs tested this out, and in Cyberpunk on Ultra without DLSS and that stuff enabled, you're able to get 58 FPS average and 48 as a 1% low. That means that knock it down to high, you are going to have no problem. And this also, since it is a 4050, if you have games that support NVIDIA DLSS frame generation, you can take advantage of that, which will be just so good compared to if you had a 3050 in this. Also, F123, 72 FPS, Total War, 51 FPS, and the geo mean of 60 means that 1080p Ultra, she does it perfectly. One thing I did just notice is that I've been using a mouse and a controller the whole time instead of telling you about how good or bad this keyboard and trackpad is. So let's have a little go here. Ooh, This isn't a good keyboard, not at all. It's pretty soft. It's pretty soft. I said it was like okay before, but once I'm actually typing on it, she's a bit like a waterbed on here. So kind of on my left hand, the feel is a lot better than on my right hand because there's just so much flex over here because, I don't know, they didn't do a very good job of supporting the chassis or something. But that said, if your intent is gaming, it's not all that bad. The key travel is really short and it's really fast, which means if what you're doing is primarily like WASDing around, you're going to be having a pretty good time overall. One individual key I can hit really fast, no problem. That's the sort of stuff that you want when you're gaming. But the typing experience overall, if that's what you're looking for, is not as great. One thing that is good though is the trackpad. I wouldn't fault it. It's not incredible, like it isn't glass topped, it isn't massive, but it's large enough that I can very easily get across the screen, no problem. Mouse acceleration, I did turn off earlier. There still is a little bit because of the trackpad, but overall it's quite good. Click feels solid. No sort of weird stuff. I'm not accidentally hitting the click. At the same time, I'm not hitting 2 clicks at once when I don't mean to. Good job there, Acer. Now I wonder how the speakers are. Oh. What? Why does it sound so awful? It's actually atrocious. It's like disorientating. It has DTS-X Ultra, which I think is some sort of a spatial thing, and it seems like it's trying to create a large soundstage, but it's breaking up and collapsing in the strangest way that I've ever heard. Like These aren't laptops that you should compare to each other. They're in completely different classes, and this one's way more expensive. But at the same time, let's just do this for a sec. Here is the Nitro V. All right, Dragonfly. Okay. One more test. Nitro V. Pixel 8. Pixel 8 sounds way better, is louder, and those are some of the worst speakers I've ever heard on a laptop. Like $300 laptops sound better than this. Like, you need to invest in a Bluetooth speaker. All right, we're here looking at the webcam of the Nitro V, and it is very dependent on you to figure out the focusing and exposure. So I just clicked on my face, and now I am okay-ish. I am really blotchy. This 720p, not fantastic, but I do prefer being able to just choose where it's going to expose for instead of it deciding that it should be like over here. And now suddenly I am not even a person, I am just a ghost. But we bring it back over here and it's able to figure it out well enough. It's fine. Alright, getting into the Nitro V was very simple. It was all Phillips head screws, and they're all the same size, so you don't have to worry about accidentally putting one in the wrong spot and, I don't know, putting a screw through your keyboard or something like that. In here, wow, that's not a very large battery. It really looks like there could have been quite a bit more battery in there. What we have here is a 57.4 watt-hour battery, and it was able to get us a little bit over 5 hours in our endurance test, which is okay-ish for a gaming laptop. I'd say that's on like the borderline of acceptable for something like this. If you have it fully loaded, this will only get you an hour, but I think that's pretty expected. Now, the layout in here, some of it I like, some of it, Like, we're able to have 2 SSD upgrade slots right here. Awesome, love to upgrade my SSD, but also, would I trade one of these upgrade slots for a larger battery? Probably, yes. Or would I just put battery where there's literally nothing? Definitely, not even think about it. I would just put more battery there. We also have our RAM here, which is upgradable, which is awesome. It means that if you go super duper cheap and get one of the like 8 GB ones, you can upgrade it later, like if one of those goes on sale. might be pretty sweet. And also we have our heat pipes here. So it looks like CPU here, GPU there. GPU gets one extra heat pipe that wraps all the way around to there, and 2 fans that are pretty nice and thick. One last thing that's upgradable in here is your Wi-Fi card, although it is Wi-Fi 6, so you probably won't have to upgrade it anytime soon. Here we've got our speaker. On a lot of nicer laptops, you'll be getting 6 speakers, 8 speakers, something like that. Here it's just this one little guy, although honestly, I don't care that much. Like, they can cheap out on that and I'll just buy a Bluetooth speaker that sounds better than a MacBook anyway. So then the Acer Nitro V. This thing right here, I think for gaming is excellent. It has the high refresh rate display that I actually was quite enjoying in Rocket League and Valheim. The keyboard isn't great for typing, but it is really good for playing games. And even though it's a little bit on the loud side with the fans, put on some headphones, who cares, doesn't matter. The config that we have here with the i7 4050, 16 gigabytes of RAM and 1 terabyte SSD comes at $1,000, and I think you should absolutely not buy it for that, ever. Laptops like this go on sale all the time, so if I have $1,000 doodles, I am not spending it on one of these for that amount of money. Oh, do you remember the Lenovo LOQ that we talked about? That's available for $800 right now with similar specs. Wow. Just like you're available to watch something else because this video's over. Hit like, get subscribed, and just have a great old day. See you later.